Hello YouTube, and welcome back to the channel and to the very first video documenting SPDL Season 5, a league we have drafted in every single season since its existence. Unfortunately, wasn't able to finish out last season because of some IRL stuff that was going on, but we are back and we're ready to rumble this season. All our friends are playing. We added Pulsey into my division, which is Legal Aid division. Super hyped to have everyone back in the same division. Keenan Orange, everyone. I'm going to be linking everyone I know is recording in the description, so when their video comes out, mine's going to be first. You guys can watch that too, their breakdowns. But we're just going to get right into it, I believe. So SPDL Season 5 comes around, we randomize the draft order, and I am picking 7th in a 16-man league, which is, I would say, one of the more disappointing spots. First, you can get whatever you want. A little bit earlier, you have an option to get more cores. 7th is kind of oof. 7th, 8th, and 9th, I would say, are my least favorite to draft from, personally. But it's whatever. So we were all in call prepping for our first pick, and we really couldn't decide what we wanted to build around. And last season, for the few games I was prepping for, the big bad of my team, the thing I paid the most for, which was Mega Garchomp, didn't. I had a really hard time using it because I'm usually used to my quote-unquote ace Pokemon, or like the thing I build around per se, to be a little bit faster and a little bit more flexible speed-wise, able to touch a little bit more things. So this time around, I was 7th overall, so I wasn't getting, the Urshifu I wanted or whatever. My pick rolls around, and I decided to get a mon that have used like one time, but it is something I really enjoy using, and that is Zeraora. Zero. I always name my Zeraora Zero for no reason whatsoever. Whatever, I just name it Zero. Zero the Zeraora. I love this mon. I mean, it's very, very easy for I mean, I don't really need to explain why I love this mon so much. The fastest mon in Draft League, aside from, I believe, viability wise, it's like Regieleki, Mega Sceptile, and then that bug one. I'm tripping, but definitely the best out of those three for sure. Excellent boots user. The reason I decided to build around this is because it does something that is one of my favorite things that a mon can do, in that it's offensively or defensively versatile, as in it plays an offensive role, but inside of that offensive role it can do so many things. It can hold every type of choice item realistically: band, scarf, specs. Very good belt user thanks to its coverage. Excellent boots user now. Life orb lefties. I mean, it works really well with every single item, and it's hard to. It's very hard to not predict what set Zero is gonna be, but very hard to ignore, I would say, because it can do so much things. It's very hard to blanket check, is the word I'm looking for. Volt Absorb is a fine ability. Having something to stop Volt Switches right off the bat is very good for me. And of course, it's move pool. Its stats let it go offensive or physical or special, and it has the move pool to do that for sure. I mean, close combat. Like if you just go right here, acrobatics, blaze kick, close combat, drain punch, fake out for priority. Even something like focus punch could be cool. Knock off, locate, outrage, plasma fist, play rough, power up punch. Taunt, even very fast taunter, which is awesome. And then on the special side, stuff like Volt Switch for momentum, Thunderbolt, Thunder, Grass Knot for good coverage, Aura Sphere. And to be clear, there's no hidden power allowed. So whatever the mon has, no cut moves allowed. Yeah, so Zeraora is the thing that I wanted this season to kind of be the quote-unquote star, I guess. I paid the most for it, we'll see. But yeah, Obviously has great setup potential and bulk up and calm mind, but also work up is definitely an option for me, especially if I want to bring a mixed attacker, which I guarantee will come. It gives me a lot of speed EVs to play around with for extra bulk and stuff like that. So yeah, Zera Aura was the first addition to our team. So the draft goes down, and draft comes back up, and I'm really close. I'm really debating between two mons, and I have this feeling that one of them isn't gonna make it back. Whichever one I don't choose will not make it back to me, is at least what my gut's saying. So I ended up deciding that I really wanted to have well, it was a mon I really wanted last season, but it got sniped from me. Flashbacks. But I ended up taking Infernate as my second overall pick, which is, I mean, it's a bit odd, arguably, I guess, taking two mons like this back to back. But I really wanted it, and I definitely thought I could get what I wanted after. In terms of other mons, so Infernate, it does a very similar thing that Zera Aura does. Honestly, it has roughly the same attack stats and a little bit slower speed, but offensively incredibly versatile. Iron Fist is a great ability, along with Blaze even. I mean, it's incredible. Excellent move pool for both sides. Access to Earthquake close combat. I mean, I don't really need to explain too much. Gunk Shot. Great speed tier. Getting past 105 is a pretty big deal. It's very interesting. It's very odd speed tier, which is really cool, and I like a lot. Lots of forms of priority, physical special side with Mach Punch and Vacuum Wave, and the thing I really like about Ape that Zera Aura does, but not to the same extent, is Ape creates some opportunities for itself, meaning that if you're leading Ape, the opponent of course needs to be worried about like Sash Rocks or whatever, but they also need to be worried about SD or Nasty Plot on the switch, or Banded right away, or Scarf right away, right? So oftentimes if someone's switching out expecting Banded to their check that can beat it, and your Swords dancing up, I mean, it's just, Ape can really do a lot from there, So yeah, I just love Infernate. I love him, and I'm very excited to use this mon. It is absolutely my favorite mon to use in Draft League of all time, and we're gonna name it. I always name my Infernate Caesar because of Planet of the Apes. If you know, you know. But yeah, ability also works well with every choice item, same as Zera Aura. Can use rocks if it wants to. U-turn for pivoting, so these two pivot off each other very well. Gives us a rocker, gives us priority, great typing, great options. And yeah, so that's Ape. And then of course I have to wait all those picks. And the thing I wanted next was still on the board, but I was afraid. It came down to me another situation where I didn't think the other mon that I wanted it wasn't as valuable at the time of the draft for my team, I thought. So it goes around again, and I decide that I want to have I wanted some bulk, obviously. I need to get a ground resist because these two are weak to ground. That's their only shared weakness. So I go ahead and I grab Tangrowth. Tangrowth was on our team for season 3. It ended up getting dropped, I believe. Yeah, it ended up getting dropped for Mega Venusaur, mainly because I didn't build around it properly. There was a lot of SPDL weaknesses, and Tangrowth was forced to run AV a lot and wasn't able to fulfill its role very well. But hopefully I built around it a little bit better this time. Of course, it can go AV, it can go physically defensive, pretty defensively versatile as well, with an amazing ability in Regenerator. Pretty insane move pool, actually. Stuff like Rock Slide, Sledge Mount, even SD if you wanted to be funny. I mean, Toxic, Seed Knock is a big one. Yeah, not much to say about this one. It just does what it does very well. And I name him same as last time. Medusa. Oops, I can't spell. Medusa. Yep. Great holder of the lefties, great holder of the AV. And that's pretty much it. Good with the Rocky helmet as well. But yeah, it provides us that ground resist that we very much needed. So yeah, then I was like, okay, now I really want to get this mod that I wanted. And I was looking at my team and I was building, and I was like, I really want a breaker, like something with immediate power that can open holes and then let my versatile, I guess, quote unquote, sweepers or other offensive mons in Inferno Pan Zero or clean up or create more options for them. But sadly, Curum, which is the mon I wanted in it, voice crack, I wanted it filled my speed tier, was sniped, very unfortunately. So I was like, okay, well, I don't really have a backup for Curum, not gonna worry about it right now. Right now is the end of the first day. So first day of the draft, we got 3 mons in. Or actually, we got this next mon in as well. But I left my picks with... Oh no, yeah, that was the end of the first day. Yeah, that was the end of the first day. So it was the beginning of the second day, 5 a.m. my time. I left my pick with someone, so it was going to be my turn. And I pick up Doug Trio. Doug Trio is an interesting mon. I have a love-hate relationship with Doug Trio. Sometimes I use it and it's absolutely amazing. Other times it feels more like not a liability. It just feels more of, it doesn't really do exactly what I need it to do. But hopefully this time around, we do have access to Arena Trap. And everyone knows what Doug Trio does. It comes into traps. I got this thing maybe to possibly open up more options. Firstly to perhaps force shed shells on a couple of mons that otherwise could, get away with holding a band or a life orb or something, and they're gonna have to think a little bit more about their situation. Also gives me another rocker, of course. 2 offensive rockers is kind of iffy, but it is what it is. Counter Sucker Punch, Earthquake, Memento. Couple moves here and there, but mainly it traps at Earthquakes. It isolates and weakens or removes mons. And it's mainly here to support our offense and our defense as well, by maybe limiting items and running sets to work around Doug Trio, because Doug Trio will force a lot of prep. It's not something you just ignore, which is what I really like about a lot of my mons, is they force specific prep, or at least that's what I like about mons in general. That's what makes me like them the most. Yeah, so I got Doug Trio to force prep, and it filled the speed tier between these two. It goes from 143 to 120 to 108, which is fine. It's a little bit of a big gap between Zero Aura and Dougie, but not too big of a deal. Not many things are slotting between that, and able to get an adamant or a modest off of it, so it's not a big deal to me. So what's my next pick? We go around. Okay, and then it comes to my turn again, and as you can see, I have no removal. And removal, a lot of the good removal mons are taken, and the ones I planned for, at least loosely, were kind of gone. And am I tripping, or did I skip myself? What? No. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I don't have a lot of removal. I have 2 rockers, but it's not the best. So what I decided to do was I decided to pick up Hatterene as kind of it is a presence with magic rounds. So the reason I did this was because I was gonna end up with like 2 defoggers, 1 rapid spinner, and 3 I wasn't too satisfied with, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and take Hatterene, and she'll provide that defensive, or at least that hazard control, that presence in the hazard game. Also gave me a pretty versatile mon, obviously a special attacker, but good defenses, and of course it gives me a trick room mode as well. I'm not gonna go too far into this mon. We actually do end up dropping it, unfortunately, because we had a couple snipes and we had to rework things. So So things go back around, and I'm back to wanting a breaker. I'm back to wanting that thing that gives me immediate power, immediate presence. And I'm like, well, I like the ice, of course. I'm a big fan of the ice type. And since Kyurem was taken, I'm like, well, what's the next best icebreaker? Galarian Darmanitan is too expensive, and I believe it's gone at this point anyway. So I looked down a little bit, and 1 point cheaper, 2 points cheaper, 2 points cheaper is Mamoswine. So we go ahead and grab Mamoswine. It gives me a third offensive rocker, which isn't amazing, but it can definitely be worked with. Again, this is an amazing mon. It doesn't do too many different things. It does 1 to 2 things, but it does the 1 to 2 things that it does extremely well. Forces switches, gets up rocks, clicks buttons. I mean, that's pretty much all this mon does. And again, even though, oops, I gotta sneeze. I'm gonna pause real quick. All right, I'm done sneezing. Even though this mon only does one thing, it's not exactly the most versatile mon out there. It gives those mons that are a little bit more versatile some more room. I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. I think it's loud. I hope it's not loud. That'd be really bad if it was loud this whole time. But yeah, that's why I decided to take Mamoswine. And oh, of course, priority. Earthquake and Ice Crash, very hard to switch into, very hard combination to deal with. Yeah, and it also helped fill a speed tier gap that we ended up having. So it was really great mon for us to pick up, I think, at least. I'm not in love with this. I like my team, especially if you're not playing draft for a while. Coming back into this, I think it's definitely not as bad as it could have been. So we ended up. Sorry, I'm just gonna get this thing up there. So we ended up. This is our situation right now, and I'm like, okay, well now I have 0 defoggers, and I'm in a little bit of a problem here. So, oh, I did skip them on, didn't I? I did. Okay, so before this, yeah, before this, yeah, I did skip it. Oops. Okay, so before we picked up the Mamoswine, I was like, I need a defogger ASAP. So I went ahead and picked up Mantine. Oops. I went ahead and picked up Mantine. Water flying, pretty good defense typing, excellent special defense. And I'm telling you, his physical move pool, dual wing beat, earthquake, gunk shot. I believe it has, well, it has liquidation and rock slide, but seed bomb. I mean, coming off 40, extremely lackluster. But you know what? It is what it is. Water absorb gives me a check to Dracovish, kind of. Bandit still beats it, but you know, we already have Medusa for Dracovish, so it'll be alright. Very good user of the boots, excellent defogger, and it pairs quite nicely with Medusa, I think. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Mantine, it's a mon that's pretty linear, unfortunately, but I like to think for 9 points, it'll definitely get the job done. And then how do I add another mon here? Do I have to go all the way out? There's a more convenient way. Nope, I'm gonna do this. So then, of course, we draft the Mamoswine, and then I leave picks with orange, and I have to So right now, if we go ahead and look at the mons, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, and we haven't named this Mamoswine because orange picked up Piloswine, and we're gonna do a nickname thing. I'm not sure what it is yet. Mantine is, I don't know what I named my Mantine Pancake, but that's pretty stupid. So if anyone has a better nickname, DM me on Discord or something. Help me out here. So we have 7 mons currently, 1 form of removal, and then our magic art. And I'm like, well, I don't really like that too much. And we have a massive speed tier gap, which so Mammal sits at 80, and the next highest is Infernape at 108, which is a 28 point speed tier gap between 108 and 80, which is very abusable, and I'm not a big fan of that. So I'm like, okay, well, I need a defogger, I somewhat need a dragon, and I'm like, okay, well, I have a lot of points left, I can work around this. So I go ahead and pick up Hydreigon. Great mon, access to defog, access to Dragon Dance, Nasty Plot, great move pool, Earthquake, Earth Power, Fire Blast. Works well with, again, every single choice item. This does a very similar thing that Infernape does, except with a little bit more immediate power if I wanted to run that Banded. Better typing, and a little bit, or arguably better typing. Dragon's very good. But yeah, that Defog user, Levitate, so it's a ground immunity as well, without having that Rocks weakness. That's a really big deal, unfortunately. Hydro, like, see, has access to stuff like Hydro Pump, Heat Wave, Flamethrower, Flash Cannon, even something like Head Smash. Honestly, if you wanted to suicide, Roof, Steel Wing, Stone Edge. Great move pool, great mon, U-turn, gets us that mobility that we're kind of lacking. But I was really happy because my 3 big offensive mons all work very similarly in that they can all do a lot of different things. Yeah, so we pick up Hydreigon, and then I believe we only make one more serious pick. Yeah, so I have one more mon in mind, and then after free agency, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the rest. So the next mon I pick, which is the last serious one, is Hitmonchan. So I used this again in season 3 alongside Medusa, but if anyone saw that, or anyone knows or followed the games after I stopped uploading, or I think I uploaded all of them, but if anyone followed, Hitmonchan was an absolute monster, very good on the special side, great ability in Iron Fist right away, Drain Punch, Mach Punch, or Drain Punch, Bullet Punch, CC, Earthquake, Fake Out, Ice Punch, Low Kick, Mach Punch. Yeah, I mean, very great move pool. U-turn. I mean, I'm just kidding. Hello, I'm losing it. But great stats, very good physically, great abuser of the Assault Vest. It's a little iffy having Chan and Caesar on the same team. Quite a bit of, there's 3 flying weaknesses, and flying is such a great typing in Draft League. So we're definitely gonna have to work around that a little bit, but I think it's definitely gonna be worth it, and I really like this mon. So then I go ahead and I picked up Caterpie, and then Orange chose I don't know how to spell Calyrex. I honestly don't really care because they could both get dropped. I'm not exactly sure why I'm putting these up, because it really doesn't matter. So I got these 2. I dropped them both. They don't matter to me. So yeah, we get rid of this, we get rid of that, and unfortunately we have to let go of Medusa. So right now we have 3 forms of removal. Not bad. 2 defoggers. Hydreigon doesn't love to run defog, but it definitely can with its other physical or its other options. Chan is very good running Rapid Spin. But as you can see, I've got a lot of setup reliant mons, and I to an extent I would like to support them along with having another defogger, another support mons, and because another support mon, and because, as I said, they like setting up. Zero can love setting up. Caesar can love setting up. Hydra can love setting up. I named my Hydra. What was it? Oops. Sorry. I don't even know how to spell that. Server. I'm pretty sure that's the one. Like the 3-headed dog thing. So I want some support. They like setting up, as I said. So I go, okay, well, I don't have a fairy anymore. I don't have a steel yet. So I go ahead and take Klefki. Access to Prankster, Prankster Thunderwave, Prankster Spikes, Prankster Defog, even stuff like Prankster Calm Mind, Iron Defense. These are all extremely valuable. Ooh, that was extremely valuable. I'm having a problem, guys. I don't know what's going on with me. I mean, it's very semi-linear mon. It sets screens, it spreads around status, it defogs. But yeah, I mean, it's here to support, it's here to help the team out. And spreading around para could even be super useful. Getting a more defensive hazard setter was important to me. And of course, supporting our more offensive mons was definitely what we were after. And then final pick, we have 3 points left, and we no longer have a psychic type. And something I've wanted to use for a long time finally presented its opportunity to be used, and that is, Duosion. Duosion is an excellent mon. I think it's very good for 3 points. It abuses its own Trickium really well with that 125 special attack for 3 points. Incredible. Holding the Eviolite, extremely bulky as well. Has Regenerator, which can pair nicely with Medusa on certain occasions. I can imagine Magic Guard, another amazing ability for setup. It does every single thing that Reuniclus does, just with, you know, no passive recovery and a little bit lesser bulk, I believe, and of course less attack, right? But yeah, I'm really excited to use this thing. I definitely think we can bring out some potential in that thing. But yeah, this was our 10 mons heading into the regular season. Wait, let me make sure I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, 10 mons. 10 mons going into the season. I wasn't sure if I missed one, but I got them. So yeah, I'm very excited for this season. I'm not going to show any of the other teams because my list, or the list, is right by Orange's and Keenan's, and I know they're recording their breakdowns, and I of course don't want to steal their thunder from them and show off their teams before they get a chance to talk about them. And I believe that is it. So goodbye, God bless, and have a great day.